Okay.
Uh, Hello, everyone. Uh, Welcome. Uh, Hello, everyone. It is a minute. Let me just lock this. Mm. Oh. Welcome everyone. Thank you very much for joining us. Thanks for your time. And my name is Frederick Olahola, and I am the project director for the Big Brabi Liberia. Here with me today, I have our own one of the best and in the field of media relation and social entrepreneur, uh, reign of the Republic of Liberia. And I think I will leave others for him to introduce himself better, but he'll be serving as a moderator or mediator, or anything you call it for today, which I'm sure he won't be biased in his questioning. This was put up together just for us to address the issues surrounding the Project BBL Liberia so far. Firstly, we thank you all the followers, we thank you all the supporters, we thank you all the fans so far. We appreciate your critics, we appreciate your input, we appreciate your concern, and which we believe will use the medium of today to address majority of our concerns. And from here, I will hand over to the man in charge of today. I am just here to defend the Big Brother Liberia team, and which I'm sure the man on the screen himself will be able to go in details of what and why we are here and what the public are agitating all above. Thank you very much, Mr. Diamond. I think the floor is for you now.
Thank you very much, Fred. The pleasure
Thank
is
you.
all mine being here, and good
Thank you.
afternoon to all of our folks watching us from Liberia. Those of you watching us from all around the world, irrespective of your time zone, we'd love to welcome you to this very, very important conversation. A lot of questions, a lot of concerns, you know, a lot of hopefulness surrounding Big Brabi Liberia, Liberia's first reality TV show. The country do miss the show, but there's been a lot of questions that needs to be answered. Hence, we're here today, and Fred has been gracious enough as a very, very, concerned host and project director to want to address those issues as well. So you're welcome, and this conversation
Thank
is
you.
going to be all things Big Barbie. Thank you for affording us the opportunity to have this conversation with you as well.
Thank you very much as well, Diamond. I think we should go so because so that we can keep our people data.
Yeah. Um, data is important, it's true, but people pay attention to what's important to them. But first thing first,
Sure.
look, you're wearing Versace, I'm wearing Versace. Is it something that was planned?
I
And
guess.
it's black as well.
Yeah, so it's just like it's just that's how God does the things. Though at times you can't just move away from the destiny. That means we both
Okay.
love the same thing.
All right. So let's get straight into it, Fred. The
Okay.
program is being missed. Liberia is also concerned as to why the program is off. But before we get to all of that, tell us a bit the inspiration behind being the project director for Big Brabi Liberia. What inspired you to put a team together and to give us the first ever reality TV show in the country's history?
Thank you very much. For those that don't really know me or don't know much about me, my name is Frederick Ola, as popularly known to the media. I've been with Liberian community as far back as early 98 when Liberia refugee camp was still existing in Ogun State, Oru in Nigeria. My house was rightly behind the refugee camp when I was in university then. So since the early 2099, I've been friends and family with Liberian community. The I think the the coordinator of the camp then, Mr. Hatter, I think he's Honorable Hatter now, and the secretary Afonso, they knows me good. So I always go to refugee camp as at early 2000 and late 99 when I was in university. I was the social director of my university that time, though, Ogun State University. So I've been familiar with our Liberian people as far back as then. So immediately they moved back to the country. So I developed the interest. And this is what I've been doing. Entertainment, showbiz is the only thing I know how to do in life. That's the only thing I think I'm destined to do. So immediately everything settled in Liberia. I took myself and I wasn't capable enough to set myself on the journey of international projects. That time I was still doing my local project back in Nigeria. So when I thought I was enough after having a project in other few countries, then I was like, okay, it's time for Liberia. So getting to Liberia, even before I got there, I already make some findings. I went there twice before I went to settle down finally. So I already made findings of what are the projects that I think we can inject in the country to help the country move out there. And one of the projects, I had 7 projects I drafted for Liberia at that time. Big Brother Liberia is just one of the projects that is maybe more popular, but I still have a few other projects going on in Liberia community.
Okay. All right. So now that you've stated your relationship to Liberia from back in Nigeria, let's stick it to the Big Brabby Liberia reality show then.
Okay.
What experiences have you gathered? Have you, been able to have since you hosted the program 3 successful occasions, tribute, winning season 1, the debut season, and our current winner still because we haven't had a new one is Shege as they call him,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Yes.
So what experiences have you gained or gathered since Brabi Liberia?
Hmm. Basically, so let me say, very wonderful and great experience so far. I don't record any negative experience in whatever I do in life. I record everything as positive. It has been a wonderful experience so far, Liberia. So far, they are my family, and I'm family to them. I'm a legitimate Liberian, and so everything is just great. Everything is fun, happy. At times, you get something that will want to get to you, but you see yourself as a young investor and as a mover. Like, don't let this thing get to you. Just use the opportunity of it to get better and prepare better. Because if they don't like you, they won't say this. If they don't want to see you, they won't put this in. So it's been great, wonderful experience so far.
Okay, so folks, if you're just joining us, we're in an exclusive interview with Fred Ola. Ola, he's the project director of Big Brabi Liberia. So please do share this live podcast as well to get as many Liberians on board that they do get firsthand information. So speaking of experience, let's move then. There was once a time I was just on the internet reading an article as well where Big Brabi Liberia was branded as a pirated version of Big Brother Africa. Let's talk about it. What kind of relationship is there? Firstly, is there any relationship between Big Brother Liberia and Big Brother Nigeria or Big Brother Africa, the Big Brother franchise as a whole? If so, what is that relationship?
Thank you very much. I won't say we have a common relationship, but we don't have a cordial relationship.
Which
Whereby
is which? That is kind of tricky. Common
yes,
relationship, but
which
not cordial
whereby
relationship.
we know them. I recognize them as our role models. I recognize them as people that are there before us that we are looking up to, and they recognize us as those that are looking up to us that are coming from us. Even going as much as when Big Brother Liberia started, I tried personally. I went to South Africa. I lived in South Africa for some time to get the franchise for Big Brother Liberia, but based on things very confidential that I won't like to express here because definitely this will still get to them.
Hmm.
It wasn't possible to get a franchise for Liberia. And coming back, then I called 1 or 2 persons. I was like, you know what? This franchise is not visible and it's not possible in the next coming years. And I think this project is going to be good for the country. So if you are going to do this, you know something, our people are not really familiar with reality show like that in Liberia. I introduce this thing. We need to go in line with that will symbolize what they are familiar with. So how do we call the name? Okay, let's just say Big Brabi Liberia. We know Big Brabi is a repetition word like Bra and Big.
Hmm.
You understand, brother? But
Yeah, Big
anybody can
Brother.
call
Yeah.
their own whatever they like. Indian, they call their own Big Boss. And Palestine, they call their own Pioneer and Brabi and Big Brother, you understand? So it's not just all about the name you call it, it's all about the concept and the contents of the project. So basically, that's how we started. But so we tried as much as possible. I personally tried, and it is their record. I tried in that was 2009, 2009, 2018, 2019. I tried to get the franchise for Big Brother Liberia, but trust me, it is not possible. So that's why we go ahead with the Big Brother Liberia TV reality show, which in line with Big Brother franchise. But we are not franchised by them. We are
Okay.
operating under the franchise and the legitimacy of the Republic of Liberia, and it is although it is a what our program is copyrighted and trademarked internationally as well.
So there is no trademark bridge. You're not infringing on the franchise of Big Brother, the Big Brother franchise, not at all. This is straight to the point, even though there isn't any original idea. You did get inspiration from them, but you're not copying what they're doing, though. Is something that is a first of its kind and has been localized to the Liberian society, right?
Yes, and something like that. We are not affiliate with them, in as much as we are looking up to them and we tap from their knowledge of ready-made concepts. But we are not affiliate with them. We don't have anything legal with them. Even when we started the first edition, I could remember we received a note from them from their headquarters in Netherlands. We received a note from them that infringements, and we settled it. We had to go back and forth on one or two things. And thank you to the International Copyright and Trademark Society and the Liberia and Liberia Intellectual Property as well, which came
Mhm.
in the early 2020. And with the help of everything, that was why, the first edition we are doing. We used most of their times in the
Yeah,
maiden
housemates.
edition. Yes, housemate, all those things. So in the second edition, we have to remove all those things that align us and infringement purpose that they highlighted according to their notes. So that was how we changed our own housemate to flatmate and few other things as well. But basically,
Okay.
since that time, we've been cool. We work with their winners. We work with some of them, and not public. There are a few of them that they're like consultancy to our programs.
All right. All right. We don't want to go too deep, as you said. Some of those things are confidential. Let's move
Yeah.
to the next one. As we progress with this conversation, you've had three
Okay.
successful editions.
Yes.
If you look at those three successful editions, which is your most memorable moment? Whether funny, whether in the trolling segment, or however it is. When you sit back and look at those three
Hmm.
editions, successful editions, which is your most memorable moment of all?
Basically, I would say
Chapman picture.
everything. I would say the three because each what people don't understand about social business is you have to have your target, you have your purpose, you have to have a team purpose. Anytime we want to start, I can call the team. I'll call the team. I'll call the investors. I'll call the stakeholders. I say, okay, what do we tend to achieve in this edition? Audience look at other things. We that we are organizing program, we're looking at other things. But in everything, trust me,
Fred,
everything is like
just speak a moment, just one moment. It could be 30
I
seconds
think
of
I
the
think I
moment.
think
Uh,
I think I think everything are like the same. It's just like we I enjoy every bit of it, but the
mhm.
maiden edition really affected. It started good, but towards the ending, it really affected. And what caused the problem in the maiden edition? You know that we didn't repeat that in the second edition, which is like a lesson. Like, oh yes,
Yeah,
okay, this is
that is coming to my next question.
yeah,
Experiences, what
exactly.
experiences and
So
how does each season differ from the other in these three editions? Since you don't want to pick a moment that you can look out for me, I would take the one that Brabi said, drop my picture frame. Let's just drop my picture.
that was the second edition though. That was the second edition. It was full up and down. But if I could say to be real, I would choose third edition ahead of every other
All right.
because that was the most smooth production we ever had without any issue from the beginning till end. We might have post event issues, but I would choose the third edition as the best, to be real. To me, like
Okay.
accomplishments.
All right. So
Mm.
how does each season differ from the other, from production standpoint, from challenges, from smooth sailing to all of that? What experiences did you gather from the first three editions of Big Brabby Liberia?
Yeah, the first edition could have been the best, but nobody in this life, we live to learn every day. No matter how you know,
Mhm.
you live to learn.
Yeah.
But we committed an error towards the ending of the program, which on
Mm,
behalf of the team, I accepted and I agreed. Like what we included towards the ending of the program, and which
mhm,
almost damage the programs. And we thank you, we thank God that we are able to express to the public like there wasn't nothing like cheating. It led to a court case, to be real, but thank God we came out good after this discover that nothing like cheating. It's just the way we presented it. So that gave us some that kind of negative feelings after the program. We're not even as much as we achieved what we wanted to achieve 80%, but trust me, there's this 20% that was eating us till the second edition.
mm.
So the second edition, we started good, everything going smoothly, and suddenly another thing happened in the house that got us out there negatively again. It took so many days, so many weeks before we could come back on that again, and it was toward the ending of the program. So that one also demoralized all our effort to some extent, but we picked up again. But the third edition, we had a very smooth, very lovely. The first, second, third, we had very lovely housemates. All of them, they are very lovely. But definitely, there's always one or two things. So the third edition was like it happened from the beginning till the end. We were able to control the negativity part of it out of the program throughout from the beginning till the end. So that was why I could say that was the only difference between the first, the third, the second, and the first.
Okay. All right. So from what you've described, we've seen a steady progress and correcting mistakes that were made during
Yeah.
previous editions that all cumulated to make the third edition to have been successful in terms of
Yes.
production and everything else. Now you mentioned flatmates. We don't want to use
Yes.
housemates. We don't want to get involved in
Exactly.
any kind of copyright issues. So
Yeah.
flatmates and your organizing team as well. What has been the relationship between? You mentioned that the flatmates have been
Mm,
wonderful. I remember one edition we had the English professor in the house who was always correcting people, you know. And there's
mm,
always drama here and there. But what has been
sure.
your relationship with contestants of the past three editions of Big Brabby Liberia? Both your production team, your organizers, plus you, and the relationship with contestants of your show.
Ah, sincerely, I'm having a very wonderful relationship with them. All of them, they are my brothers and sisters. No matter what happened, we are human beings. At times, we have misunderstandings, but I can bet with you, 75% of them, I still communicate with them often like brothers and sisters beyond the level of even, oh, we had a program together, like something very deep about them, something very deep about me. They got involved in it. I get involved in their own too. And we have that very good relationship. And also, one of the best things Bibrabi has ever done in the community, in Liberia community, we create family, we build family. If you see the season one now, like 70% of them, they still maintain that relationship. They patronize each other on businesses and everything. Second edition as well. And same as third edition, you understand. So we have that like family ship trends, but definitely there is one or two times that we always be, oh, you. But aside from that, trust me, we have a very cordial relationship with everybody, including the winners.
Okay. So both off the set, you and on set, those relationships have been, cultivated. They're still being maintained by
Perfect.
organizers and contestants as well. Now let's get into the nitty gritty. The
Okay.
key issue. Season three.
Okay.
Season three, for which you said production wise was the most successful in terms of running, but we have issues with prizes and all of that. There's been a lot of debate. I want you at this moment, since we've got you here with us as the
Hmm.
project director, to give us clarity. The clarity that is needed by the Liberian audience, the clarity that everybody's been waiting for. What's causing the delay in the current winners prizes, especially promises that have been made over time that those prizes will be delivered, Fred. What's causing those delays?
Thank you very much, Diamond. This is a very good, it's a very heart-aching and emotional question to be real. And on behalf of the BBL board members, directors, shareholders, and the team, we are very sorry to the entire public, most especially our true fans and lovers that are following us. But at times, so many things to say, but few time to express ourselves. It was so devastating to be real. We are not owing the current winner anything, but the only one left out of the prizes were promised. Every other thing has been handed over to him, which you can confirm from Moses Sheki himself. But the essential winner, which is the two-bedroom apartment that we promised, and there were so many delays, which I would like to go into today.
Yes.
When we people started castigating us, like, why do you promise what you know you cannot do? No, we had a plan of doing this, and we are still doing it, but we had few issues. So when we started, immediately we started the project. Even the sponsors that sponsored us that time, major sponsors, we relate with three of them. Like, these are because they asked, they were also concerned, like, how do you want to build the house? How do you want to do the house? And we showed them the evidence, like, this is how we are doing it. And that time we had a plan. There's this estate along an opposite barrack when you are going to the airport on the highway.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
the estate is controlled by Millennium Properties. I forget the estate name. So you can confirm from them. That was we had an agreement with them. That's where we first had our building. So we had an agreement like this is how much we pay, and immediately after the program, this is how much we will pay to complete our money. So that was the first idea. So before we finished the program, so unfortunate, just like you, what we projected has increased, like, let me say, like 40% increments on what we projected. So we cancel our agreement that time. So, like, no, 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 no. So even if you force ourselves to do this, to create this one for the first winner that we want to give us to, how do we continue the next one? Can we meet up what we want to set for ourselves? So I sat down with the board members and the stakeholders. Were like, okay, what is the plan? What is the vision for the company for this thing? I said, okay, we are planning to have our own studio, to have like an estate, entertainment estate in Liberia, but we are not ready to put our hand on that project for now. It's like a future project. So for now, next year and this year, which was 2022 and 2023, which was supposed to be last year, we should just buy a ready-made house. So while we are deliberating, then the board, one of them was the one that even brought the idea, like, why can't we start the project of the estate now? Instead of you putting that kind of amount in buying a ready-made house. So we decided to have our home place to create the first entertainment estate in Liberia. And we got the land. Uh, that was September 2022 in Mount Barclay. We got the land in Mount Barclay. We got like 2 acres of land to start the project, Big Brother Liberia Estate. So after that, by November, October, when the program finished, we invited two contractors to give us an estimate of what it's going to cost, and they give us an estimate which picked the best prices that we had when they did their presentation. They gave us the what they can call it article of incorporation, all those things that make them legitimate. So we decided on the second options, and we told the contractor we cannot go ahead with the major project now, like the what they call it, our studio building, but we want to
Mm-hmm.
start with three buildings, which is the three buildings for the first winner, which is 2022 winner, 2023 winner, and 2023 winners, 2024 winners. We want to build three buildings to be ready made. So we know that we are not spending money on building next year again. We already have that. So he gave us the estimation on what we completed one. He gave us the estimation of, I think, roughly 16,000 per one.
Mm-hmm.
And the agreement is we'll pay 50% for him to start. After 2 weeks, we'll pay 40%. And when he hand over the key of the first building, then we can pay the balance. Then we can structure how to play the remaining two buildings. So we invited him and we pay him the first 8,000, which is the 50%. So the day they went to the land to start the project, we started having issue on the land, which was November.
What kind of issues were you having on the land?
They got there. Some people said the land belongs to them. After we probated the land,
Mm-hmm.
and the most funniest thing is, we didn't even pay the contract. We didn't even pay for the land by ourselves. We paid through our lawyer, a very popular lawyer, and I don't want to hide anything.
Yeah.
Councillor Lafayagu.
Okay.
Yes. So it was one. It was from his office. We bought the land. The family came there. They signed. They collected the money, and we had the provision of the land. So the day they're supposed to start the building, they started beating the contractors. So we asked them to
Mm.
stop. So the administrator started dragging us from that November to December ending to January. So they gave us another
Okay.
land January 2023.
Mm-hmm.
When they gave us another
From
land January 2023, it was around that month back
Fred,
then too.
let's take it, slowly because this is important. This is about the
Yes,
house, the
yes,
most prized prize.
sure.
From what we've gathered from you so far is that the house wasn't started even during the event of the show. Nothing was
Exactly.
started then. But you
Yes,
knew you wanted to give the first winner, a house. You
sure.
had a blueprint and everything.
Everything.
You didn't get the land for the house until after the show season 3 had ended. But again, you had already promised a house to the first winner. And
Okay.
after you were about to start the construction, having purchased the land, then there was stoppage of the work due to claims and counterclaims of who owns the property, the land,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Okay,
Now
so I just want you to
let me
continue from
clarify that.
there.
Before the program started at all, the program started, camping started in October. Before they started at all, we already got a house since
Okay.
August
Mhm.
to that estate opposite Barrack.
Opposite the EBK barracks on the highway.
Exactly. That was
All right.
that new estate. That was where we got
Mhm.
the first building to give to the
All right.
winner.
All
That
right.
was our plan. So, but we never paid in full.
All right.
You understand? So the structure is that we pay so amounts. Then after the program, we balance the money. But so unfortunate, before that was since July, 3 months before the program ends. But by the time the program ended, we went there, okay, to complete the agreement. There's something that's really increased, like 40% increment
In the original price that they
in the
had told
original
you earlier.
price. Yes, original
So what was
plan.
if we can ask that question, what was the original price?
I think it's confidential. It's their property, it's their business. You understand? I don't want to go deep in that, but definitely, I'm sure people that knows them or one of them will surely be here. They understand everything. So it's increased by like 40%. So I had to come down again and said, you know what? That was when I called the stakeholders. Like, okay, even if you struggle to do this, let's say we put the money to give the first. We want to give it this year. The
Mhm.
standard we want to set this year, we must meet up that particular standard again next year or more. We can't give somebody house in this estate this year, and we said we want to go and give them house and the next winner house in Johnsonville.
Mhm.
So what we cannot continue. Don't let us start. We know how much this costs now. We can do it, but do we know how much it's going to be next year? Are we going to generate that money, or do we think sponsors coming around, the sponsors or whatever revenue we generate can meet up that? Then that was when the stake and the board had a meeting. Like, okay, what is the vision of this? Say, okay, our plan is to have our own entertainment, our own estate, that we have our studio there, we have the winners' houses, all those things. But we can't start that project for now because the future projects. Then one of the board directors said, you know what? Instead of us putting that money in that place, it's better we start the estate now. Let's just know all the money is being diverted into our own property. So that was why we decided, like, okay, let's start it. That was why we changed the plan from that place to build our place. And I have an agreement with the contractor, which I can easily show to the public. He told us the house will be ready by December. You understand?
December of which year?
2022.
Okay.
That is going to take two. So we say, okay, if the house is going to be ready by December, then we are good to go. Then we told the winner, you'll be handing over the house by January, because we believe that the house will be ready by December, according to the contractor. So that was how we allowed the contractor to go ahead. But so unfortunate, when it started, we started having problem with the land. We cannot meet up that December again. It was
Okay.
January, they gave us another land. After we went to the court, Magibi Court, lower
All
court,
right.
and under Justice Peabody. So they allocated another land to us. That was the second land. When they gave us another land, we started working on that land again. Another problem happened. Another problem happened. So we couldn't get to the administrator for like 3 weeks. We were looking around for them.
What other problem? Because the first problem that you stated was about ownership claims, and you were
Exactly.
relocated to a new spot
In new spots. The
after
same
the
thing
case
happened
was
at the second
settled in
place
court.
again.
So the second place that you went to, we want you to be clear. You're providing clarity. So if you say problem, people want to know
Exactly.
what problem. So what problem did you encounter at the new spot that you were relocated at?
The same problem. After we cleared the land, we put our cornerstone. We just went there to continue the project, and they moved the cornerstone. What happened? They said one rich person, I don't want to mention him, said, oh, he bought the land before he did it, but we probated the land. This is our second probation. So we are trying to look for the administrator. We couldn't get them for like 3 weeks. But so fortunate, we got them again. So when we got them, it was around
So
February.
when all of this was happening, Ola,
Yes,
Fred,
yes.
were you in constant communication with the season three winner, letting him know that these are problems we faced with? That is the reason you cannot get your house, making sure that he was on point and on par with all of what was unfolding, the challenges that you were faced with?
100% yes. 100% yes. Because we are having constant communication, which
Mhm.
we talk like, this thing is giving us headache as at this point. So by February ending, they give us another land, which was the third land. No, when we got the administrator by February ending, then
Mhm.
we took them to the ministry, to the minister, the former
All right.
minister for and information, culture, and tourism.
All right.
He was represented by the deputy minister at that time, Mr. Geru. So they sanctioned them, the administrator. That was last year. So last year, February. So they sanctioned them. So they told the ministry they should give them 1 month. Latest by March, they will give us the land. So we waited in March, first week of April last year, they gave us the land. The land we have now, that we are calling Bibrabi Liberia Estate now in Mount Barclay. So they gave us the third land, April last year.
April of
So
2023.
2023. Then we told the contractor, now they allocated the land for us. But our money is still with the contractor, the 8,000. All that process. So they allocated another land for us now. Can you start? So he told us he has a project at hand and he cannot rush our project. So we should give him like few weeks to round up what he was having at hand. So okay, we don't need to rush ourselves again. We already had a delay. Let's just get this thing done. Then we express to the public what led to the delay and what doesn't cause the delay. So it reached to April. We had to force the contractor, like, you told us few weeks. What is happening? They said, oh, it's already rainy season. If you start the project now, so he went on the land. He said, you see, there are some waters around, you understand, all those things that we should wait on the rain finish so that we can start. It's back and forth argument between us because I was like, no, this thing is getting too much of delay. If you spend the money, just let us know. He said, no, he didn't spend the money. So we waited till last year again. We concluded I had to talk to people and said, let's just wait for him. So we waited till last year, September. So October, okay, the rain has stopped. Can we continue the project? Then the story started. And we will continue tomorrow. We'll start next tomorrow. We'll start on next tomorrow. So it was back and forth with the contractors. So I have a family member that wanted to do a project in Liberia too. So I told somebody like, give it to him. Maybe we use that opportunity. Whatever I see in that project, we use it too. Because I know he has spent our money. But it was not coming out. So he told me sometimes, he said, he invested the money. How will you invest our money on some things that we should give him till first week of November? We'll start the project. First week of November, they didn't start the project. Third week of November last year, they didn't start the project. So I was like, I think enough is enough. Okay, whatever you have, any left amount you have with you, please refund it to us. Because we can't be having problem with the administrator of the land. They dragged us for that moment, and now you have started your own. We couldn't get in touch with him again. So I was not in the country at that particular moment. I had to come to the country. I came to Liberia by myself in December. Then I had to give the contractor number to somebody to call him like they have a project for him. That was how we were able to arrested him at the Era supermarket this January. We arrested him January 14, 2024. Then I took him to Airfield Police Station. So the next day they transferred him to the court. So in court, they gave us time for the break, all those things. We went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It's getting to November. It's getting to February. I have other things I need to go and monitor. And they already set up the case. And I told my team and the board, like, you need to handle this. Me, I will be away for now. The only thing you should just structure how you want to pay our money. Or they should get our money for us so that we can move on. Then we are in court, my brother. Since that February till February this year, till this August, we are paying money in Painesville City Court. We had over 16 appearances, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. There's nothing like law in that country. I'm sorry to say. Spend money day and night. You know what they call it eventually? And they had to tell us, and the case doesn't belong to that place. It belongs to we should go to the Monrovia City Court. That he didn't steal the money. He was ready to do the job, but something happened. From February till August, this gone August. And we had 14 appearances. Even there was an appearance that we had to go on. Because when I was in the country by myself, I called Sheki by myself, the current winner. We had a table talk with his friends. I said, bro, forget about your own interest personally self, that you are the winner. It's affecting us. It's affecting the board members. It's affecting the stakeholders because we cannot even move on. And if we don't present this thing, we will never move on. So forget about like myself as the project director. I would never say we should start anything like publicity for the fourth editions when we never deliver what we promised you. So along the line, he even appeared in 12, I think 2 times during the court sessions that he saw it by himself. So it was this August, my brother, it was this August they told us we should take the case to Monrovia City Courts again. Then I told my team, I had a meeting with the stake. I said, you know what? I think the whole case should be on pending until I come back to the country. But this is what we are going to do. At this juncture, we cannot do BBL Liberia this year again. We've missed 2023, we've missed 2024. Then, and this is the business. Let's focus on how to build this thing out of another source, out of another purse. Then
That was
we,
the question I was coming to because
yes. So,
you are a business franchise. If you say the only reason you cannot have another edition of this program is because you haven't delivered the prime prize to season three winner, then the question is, didn't you have an alternative source of funding that you could have used to have constructed the house since that is the thing that is hindering the fourth edition of the show? And if the contractor repays what he owes you or reimburses you, you can take that money and put it into something else. Is there not an alternative source of fund that could have carried out
Hmm.
the project from the time it stopped up to now?
It's easier to say, but it's not easy to do if you are in our shoe.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This is business. Every business have their budget, have their allocation. There are some things like even I will not be capable to do alone. You understand? And that's the action. We think this is the time we can take the action. Assuming we took the action since that time, to be real, there are some things that we will lose out, even
Mm-hmm.
based on the stakeholders and the with our stakeholders and our board members. But at this junction, we got to the stage like we know that something we can continue, and also the space we have, it made us to realize so many things. Assuming we decided to just do it immediately like that, the way you think or any other person would think, we won't understand so many things. It is a business. People take people don't understand like it is called social business. It is not charity organization.
Mm-hmm.
And in social business, you have allocation for every project. You have structure for every project. You have modality for every project. Your stakeholders know what they want. They know what they don't want. They know what they want in the projection. So it's not something somebody will just wake up and say, why do you think when government give a contract to a particular company to construct a road, and if the company is delaying 1 2 years, the government will not say, okay, go and give the contract to another company immediately. They want to allow the company to convince them, like, okay, you guys are not ready to do this, right? And if you're not ready to do this, then return what is it? So everything government has money, they have uh excess budget that they can easily say, okay, you know what, you contractor refund our money later and let me inject this money in this. But no, it doesn't work like that. No regulations works like that. So that is the point. But we've gotten to a stage that we've convinced, like, if we continue waiting for this particular person, Liberia, we discover somebody knows somebody. To be sincere with you, so unfortunate that our contractor, even have somebody that knows our lawyer. That's how Liberian works. So we discover like there's nothing we can do. If we are going to remain on this, we won't move forward. Now this is the time we've tried our best. Let's focus on how to get our money back in piece by piece, and let's focus how to make sure we deliver what is it because we must not pass 2025. So that is why we took another action now, like, okay, let's start doing this out of another budget entirely, just to cover up what we are lacking.
So, if I heard you right, have you
Yes.
started doing
Mm.
the construction work, or you've just been able to source another funding to get it started? Which is which?
You mean currently?
Yes.
We've started a project based on we have to dig our hand into extension budget that doesn't have anything to do with Big Braby. It's just like you are loaning it. We are loaning it from
Okay, we
another
agree.
person.
You are loaning it from another source, but
Yes,
have you
from another
started the
source.
construction work?
Sure, definitely yes. Definitely
And what,
yes.
what percentage of the work has gone on so far? If you were to grade it 10, 20, 30, 40%, have you
You
gone
know,
so
I
far?
won't say any percent, but what is very certain is that before we say, oh, the Braby Library Season 4 form is out, definitely the house will be out first.
Okay, I want you to go over that promise because we'll definitely get to whether there will be a season four and when there will be a season four. So you're saying, as the project director, that the
Yeah.
construction work for Shige's house has
Mm.
begun after all of the delays, the hula baloos, the here and there's, the pushing and pulling, and before forms for Big Brabby season four gets to the public,
Yeah.
that house will be done. Is that the kind of commitment you're making
100%
to
yes.
Liberians?
100% yes. We would never come online to say, watch out, or this is the flyer of season 4. The form is out when the house. Before we put a form out, trust me, we already show you the house. Because that's the only way we can redeem our integrity as well for people to see, oh, yes, they are ready. And that's the when they can give us the concentration hearing, like, oh, yes, they faced through this, but at least eventually they still fulfill their promise.
So now that we have settled that, um, We've gotten an insider information as to what was happening, what caused all of the delay. Are there other prizes owed other contestants who participated in games, who won games in the house during previous editions as well, that have
Hmm.
not been given out?
That's one of the problems you are facing in Liberia, and which I want somebody like you to get involved in. I think there was a time I was trying to talk to Witherspoon because I got to a stage like we need somebody like you, somebody like Witherspoon to help us on this. Our Liberia, most of our corporate entities, some of them,
Mm-hmm.
they don't
Mm-hmm.
take what they call entertainment serious. They don't see it as a career in Liberia. They see it as fun. It's very devastating when we write a proposal to you. You agree to the proposal. Like, winner, this is the thing. You are coming to the house. You are promising this winning. You are promising this guy. You are promising that prizes. Then you will come to the house. You will make mouth. You promise. Then eventually, after the program, will be running behind you. The company that promised scholarship, there is this guy in this third edition. His name is. I just want to mention name to have
Yeah, yeah, you have to mention him.
as
This is about
evidence.
clarity. Yeah.
Ambassador Harris. He was one of the Tamil was one of the contestants for the third edition. He was the one that won the scholarship. When he won the scholarship, we did every packaging, collected all his certificates, everything. The company that promised us that scholarship went there more than 5 times. So until he himself got frustrated. Like, why Liberia like this? Why will you promise what you don't want to do? What you cannot do? Can we arrest them? We cannot. There's a limit for what we can do. So other company, I think Tip Me promised them the promise game for $200, the winner. Tip Me delivered their promises. And when Tip Me delivered their promises, we called the entire winner. Excuse me, Tip Me have delivered, but they had issue among themselves. And Tip Me is family for everybody. Everybody have family there. Up to this moment, I'm talking to you. There are 200 winning prizes. It's still in Big Brabi Liberia accounts, untouchable, because they had personal issue. The contestants. Some people say, okay, we should use the money. Now they want to spend the money collectively now to do some things. So some people say we should spend the money in the children. So we told them, something, just give us three of you that will sign and come to our office and take your check. Ask them, I'm saying it, I'm not saying it behind closed door. Up to this moment, we never get any three of them. And the money is still there. 100% there now. Anybody can go and confirm from Tip Me. Go there and said, Allah authorize you to come and check BBL accounts. Nobody has ever touched $1 there up to this moment. Tip Me fulfilled,
Okay.
but our people. But other companies that can promise things, trust me, except somebody said, aside from the scholarship, that's the only thing we knew that it wasn't fulfilled. The scholarship that boy
So
won.
I want us to take it, slowly, Ola.
Yeah.
You said Tamil had won a scholarship,
Yes.
but the corporate sponsor that promised to shoulder the responsibility or foot the bills for the scholarship did not fulfill that promise. So
Yes.
Tamil has not gotten his scholarship yet. It
Exactly.
is
Yes.
not the fault of Big Brabi that you got the money and you were unable to have given him the money to get the scholarship. And they tip me money from the game.
Yes.
The contestants are yet to come up with what to do with that money, and so you
Exactly.
have the money in your account.
Yes. Exactly. So we told them just give us two or three of you that will come and sign and collect the check. So they had issue up to now. They just said, let's just leave it. We don't need it. We don't need, our normal ego. Everybody have their personal issue, but their money is still in BBL boss up to now. Nobody touched 1 cent.
So is Tamil still going to get that scholarship? The way you worked out things for
Ah,
the house, are you also looking at getting an alternative source to be
my
able to
brother,
fund that
my
scholarship?
brother,
Because he's entitled, isn't he?
except if you can help us because they are my partners, they are my sponsors. I don't want to mention their name publicly because of further relationship. But if somebody like us, if somebody like you can help us get involved in this, we'll be very happy because we tried, as Tamil, we tried all our possible best. We put everything we could put. I fought with the CEO. I did everything with the CEO. The team fought with the CEO. We wrote a letter, but guess what? They have money that we don't have. They have connection that we don't have. They said it, and they said they would think about it, and they are facing some things now. They want to, you understand. But if we can discuss off camera, if there is a thing, you can also help us to agitate and facilitate this to make sure this boy gets what he deserves. They promised him publicly. They need to give him what he deserves.
Okay. Before we get to the next round of questions, folks, you can send in your questions as well. We'll pick through the pile and we'll pose some of the questions to Fred Fred, known as Fred
Yeah.
Olaola. He is the project director of BBL Liberia, a reality show that the nation as well got glued to. We do miss the program, and there's been a lot of questions, unanswered questions in the public sphere concerning, the house that was promised to season three winner Shege. He has talked about that. Ambassador Harris's scholarship, Tamel, he has talked about that as well. Prizes that were won in game wagers and the rest that hasn't been given. He has also spoken about that. Now we're about to go to way forward, but before we go to way forward, Fred, folks, remember you can share this live podcast. Please do so because first-hand information is very, very pivotal in our society where a lot of rumors linger on. If you don't get the first-hand information, you might just be misinformed
True.
as well. Now let's talk about production quality. There were a lot of criticism
Hmm.
concerning the production quality. The world is now waiting for Liberia to level up. Liberia needs to level up if we want to our entertainment to be on par with the rest of the world as well. There were technical glitches. There were a lot of concerns surrounding audio, visual quality, and the rest of those things. So I'm going to give you a twofold question. Now, what are you doing as a team to address those technical glitches that you know as a producer that were in existence and needs to be worked on? And why isn't the program on Satcom or DSTV? So you can just answer those two questions as one, sir.
Thank you very much, Diamond. This is another questions that I want. I wish I can go deep, but I'll just cut it in a little short. To be real, on behalf of the team, I don't think there is something exceptional we can promise the public because this is a public deliberation, which I don't want to say something now and they will take it against me later because what surrounds Liberian's production is far beyond what I can sit down and decide. You understand? I'm not the one that is supplying internet. We deal with internet. It is what we get, that the stream we get from the subscribers or whatever that we are going to work with. If we are producing now and we are doing live direct, it's different from the network we are using for phone. People that knows about production, they will
Yeah,
understand.
I know what you're talking about.
Yes, we are open.
You
They
need
call
a
it open
dedicated
pipe.
internet source.
You
Yes.
understand? They call
Hmm.
it open pipe.
Hmm.
And our open pipe, the company that is regulating it, can I stand for them? No. You understand? And do we have OBC fan in Liberia that we can do live coverage without internet? Even, I'm sorry to say, even if we are even playing our own country meet, which is the biggest thing in the country, we always rent OB van from neighboring countries. Talk less of VBBL. So it's only if those things, that's why I can promise 100% production. And it would have been the best thing if we can still work with Southcom, but we tried our best. It was political. Some people don't want us to be in on Southcom. I reported them. We reported them to the ministry. We had a meeting, couple of meetings with the people. We had a couple of meetings with the executive of the Southcom as well. They told us point blank, like BBL will never go on Southcom. So we drag it back and forth. They said we should pay. If you know how much Southcom said we should pay to relay our program, you know that definitely they don't want to.
How
There was
much
a, there was 12,000.
for the season?
I'm telling you,
And the season runs for how many months?
1 month.
1 month. So 12,000 for a month,
Yes,
just for streaming, not to provide you technical support,
nothing.
not
We
to
are just
provide
sending them. We
equipment,
are just
just for you
sending
to send
them
the IP, the link,
link, IP
the link
link,
through IP link. Twelve
IP link.
thousand.
And after that, they put some conditions. There must not be this. There must not be that. You must censor the camera. How do I censor reality show camera? They put some condition that we can never meet. It's not possible. Then it was like, okay, this person I was playing the game because we already reported him severally. We had meeting with the top people with him. You just want to do like, don't let them give me bad name. But yeah, go ahead. There was a TV station. I will mention it, Boss TV.
Hmm.
Ask Boss TV now that what happened to him when he put Big Brother Liberia among the projects he wanted to show during his program. Satcon delayed something. I went to the Satcon office with the Boss TV chief, Boss CEO,
Christopher Peters.
Christopher. Ask Christopher. We left the place. I told Christopher, I said, Christopher, remove the Brabby Liberia from your program if you know you want to get this channel stable. Ask him. And what would I do? What would somebody like us do? The DSTV, we already an agreement with them. The DSTV can never relay Big Brabby Liberia directly. They can never give us a channel. They have their home brand through Hemnet. We have to affiliate with another channel. Another channel we can affiliate with, they said we have to use 4K camera. Between you myself, we cannot use fully 4K cameras for that production because even the network will not stand it.
We're not permitted. The image quality will be
Yes.
blurry and all of that.
So we went to DSTV office in Liberia. You can ask Mary, ask the CEO. We had meeting with them. How can we register DSTV Liberia, please? If you guys have registered it, it's easy for us. We tried everything possible. They supported us. I went back to South Africa that time as their director just to talk to because I had opportunity of working with these people before. Just to talk to them like, how can we do it? But based on confidential information, it's not possible. So we couldn't go on DSTV. And the only option we have, would Liberian listen to us? That was how we went on multi-choice. We partnered with two channels in Ghana. Then they started to roll out live in Ghana. But so unfortunate, the first day, the second day, they terminated our contract. They said they can't spoil their production because of our internet. We stopped the production for like 2 days because so many things. But we already have a plan, structure.
That is the next question. That is the
Yes,
next question. You've laid out the challenges.
yes.
Why is it we not producing top-notch quality visual and audio, quality see in other productions outside of Liberia?
Yes.
Why is it you're not on Satcom? Why is it you're not on DSTV? But one will argue and say that time has changed. There's been a lot of changes as well. And what solutions are there are you going to explore in
Hmm.
making sure that you get top-notch quality entertainment content for Liberians? Because remember, though, if the content is that good enough, it is not only going to attract Liberians, it's going to attract non-Liberians as well, both in Africa and around the world, to subscribe to this and be a support to you. So, what steps are you taking? What solutions are there have been put on the table to make sure you address these challenges as well, Fred?
It's a good thing that we are discussing this, and I'm happy that we are talking about this today because people really need to understand some things. Like if we don't have this break, we won't understand things the way it's supposed to be. You think this break, this like 1 year plus or 2 years break we have already given us some things like if we continue to pretend like we are okay, we'll continue enjoying ourselves. I want to appeal to every Liberians, both home and abroad. Let's give space. Let's create opportunity. Let's open for diversity, diversification. The Nigerian that everybody talking about today, entertainment, which is the biggest entertainment industry in Africa. Once
Mhm.
upon a time, Nigerian was not even first thought. But guess what? Nigerians allow the people they are looking up to that time to penetrate their market. Even the first Big Brother Niger, it was held in South Africa, everybody know. The second one was also held in South Africa, everybody knew. Big Brother Nigeria. Because of what? The Mnet, the company in charge of this, they were not convinced enough to take that program to that Nigerian at that particular time because they don't have that belief,
Mhm.
even though they have the population. But as at the third edition, guess what? They said, okay, I think we can move it to them now. and they brought it to Nigeria, the third edition. And since then, the council order Big Brother they have in Africa. Up to this moment, the biggest uh, electronic communication platform, which is television platform, TSTV we are talking about, is the biggest in Nigeria. I can say the only one that everybody has safe. And everybody knows it's owned by South Africa, operating by South Africans. And we have the richest man in Africa in that country, Nigeria. But they will not compete with DSTV. They give DSTV opportunity to thrive. The Big Brother Nigeria we are talking today, it is not owned by Nigerian. Nigerian give opportunity. Now Liberia plays. Not everybody is our competitors. Let's give space to learn so that we can inject what we learn into our businesses. Can Liberians? I proposed something last before the last edition. I said, can we move these contestants to neighboring countries that have the actual amenities we need to get better production for Liberia? Guess what? The
Mm.
audience will not know where you are shooting. To a
No,
neighboring
they wouldn't
countries,
know. Hmm.
the neighboring countries that have amenities to give us best production. Guess what? The audience will not know where you are shooting from. They will just know you're in the house. You brother Nigeria, we are watching. To be real, I'm just saying, I'm not saying that's how it is. If they are shooting it in Republic of Benin, you will not know. And another thing, can we move this contestant there to have a better production? A Liberian man will tell you, no, it's Liberian thing, it's Liberian thing. Nigerians allow their home project to run in South Africa until they were like, okay, we are ready to welcome you back home. Would our Liberian accept that? Number one. Number two, there's another thing that is always giving me pain. People support you as a contestant. They spend money on you, spend time on you as a contestant of Big Brother Liberia. You yourself, you put your resources together because you want to get something. Then, after the house, after you win or you lose, you go back to that same community. You go back to that same clique. After like 3 or 4 months, you go back to your normal life. There's no impact of the 1 month or 2 months fame because of the community we find ourselves. Can we do something like, okay, you know what? If, for example, if Diamond want to contest in BBO, Diamond is a professional media person. What are you looking up to? What do you want? Does Diamond want to do a professional course in this country? Does Diamond want to affiliate with this? Okay, Diamond is this. Okay, Diamond, can we send you to send you to Nigeria after the program to go and learn more or to go and partner with this person, this studio, go and work with them for 1 year and bring the idea to the country? Trust me, majority of our people will not accept it. I'm telling you. But there's no way, there's no magic I can tell you today. We can keep running BBL 100% in Liberia and we get something we have. It might happen next 2 years. But now, as at the current situation of the country, the statutory of the entertainment encompass in the country, it will be very difficult. It will be very difficult. Until we learn how to be like, you know what, if you want to contest in this thing, are you ready to go beyond modern Liberia? If you just want to come in the house just for Christina to know you're a celebrity now, for Hannah to know you're a big boy now, or for you to have 2 or 3 girlfriends in America or Canada or Australia, it doesn't make any sense. It's not even helping us to. We want you to come in and tell us this is what you want to do. Then immediately we finish. We ask all the contestants. I'm challenging every contestant now. What I can tell them in the house after the BBO, come to me personally. Forget about BBO. We are now family. At least I have little connects that can help individual in their careers. And I've done that for few of them, which I can beat my chest. But guess what? By the time some of them leave the house, they went to go, they will go back to mingle with their friends, people that don't want best for the program you went for. So you start associating with them, they will start telling you, eh, Fred is this, Fred is this, Allah is this. Now, the Fred you stay with for 2 months, is that him? Can't you think? So these are the things that we need to work on in Liberia. If you want to do something new, you want to do it. You need to learn how to leave your comfort zone. Once you are coming for BBL, BBL is for you. You stay out of your phone for 2 good months. It's like you want to renew your entire lifestyle. So from that place, we are expecting you to deal with us. Go more than what you want to be. You want to be an actor? Okay, this is the thing. We can even tell them like, can help you generate this particular amount. Can you know? Let me tell you something, Diamond. What people don't know.
Mhm.
Do you know BBL returns some people voting money? Will
I
return
didn't get
people
that part.
voted. We
You
return
skipped.
people vote. People they voted for them and we return percentage of their money. Like use this money to start up something. This third edition. Yes. If I'm lying, they should come and challenge me. Tip me that our major sponsors, they are witnesses to this. We send money to some people, use it to start up something. Which
Fred,
project will do that?
so we're talking on solutions, and one of what you said, if we want to see a better quality production in terms of audio, visual, in terms of the house being, top notch and all of these things, you're looking at taking the show from Liberia, from the shores of Liberia to somewhere else that has got all of what you need production wise. We see it in the entertainment sector, anyways. If
Yes.
you want to shoot a video and your country doesn't have that location or your country doesn't have the equipment that is that particular production, you go to where the production can be done, for a cheaper price and get a better output as well. So that's
Sure.
one of what you're looking at. But let's come
Sure.
back to if there will be a season four. But
Yeah.
before you answer that question, how can the
Yes.
public assist in all of these challenges that you've laid out? Because Big Brother Liberia is our own. Uh,
Yes.
I will confess this to you on a public medium that when the show started, I was one of those who was skeptical about whether or not it's going to get the attention of the audience in the country. And I was shocked at the number of viewers the program was able to garner all of the time. People have grown interest seriously in this
Yes.
program. So if the public can be of any sort of assistance, how can the public aid in making sure that these challenges are also navigated?
Thank you very much on that, Diamond. It got to a point I was looking for the team was looking for somebody to buy BBO.
We wanted to sell the
Like
franchise.
yes, because like my brother, I want to mention one of my brother's name with permission, Sheikh Mohammed,
Mhm.
the CEO of Diamond Online blog. Uh, I think 2001, 2021, Sheikh was talking to me. Sheikh said, I talked to Sheikh after BBL first edition. I said, Sheikh, all these projects I'm adding in Liberia, they are not the final steps for me. They are just like a test run. A time is coming, like I will just give it out, people will just manage it. No, now 2000, that was 2020. Now
Mhm.
2022. Sheikh called me. Sheikh said, no, he came to my office in Liberia. He said, Brabi, you say all these projects, you will leave them for who? Now you are enjoying Liberian money. Oh. I told Sheikh something. I said, no, I did. I started all African Fiesta in Pretoria, South Africa. And that's still one of the best events in Pretoria, South Africa up to date. I dropped it. I started Miss Universe in Ghana, Miss Universe beauty pageant when I was in pageantry in 2014. Go and check the record. I dropped it. I said, Sheikh, same as Bibrabi. But the only thing, the way I did the others, I won't do it again. I can just do sell the franchise and remove my name, anything. But this Bibrabi, no, I will not. So recently, I was talking to him when I said we wanted to sell Bibrabi. He said, Brabi, when you say you want, you will still leave the project. I wish I have somebody. Two persons negotiated for it last time that I don't want to mention their name. But you know what I
Mhm.
told them? I said, you cannot run it. They asked me, Allah, like how much do we, if I even want to start? I said, we have a gadget and the properties that are worth over 50,000 now. Cash. I'll bring them to you. We have all the things, 80% of the things we use in Big Brabi is owned by us. The camera, everything. Each camera of Big Brabi go to, we can We have our consultants in Liberia that help us to mount all the cameras and everything. Each camera, we are using almost 21 cameras in that house. Each camera costs nothing less than, the cheapest camera was 950. We had one of 2,700 per one. We have all these things ourselves. They are our own equipment. We will give it to you. Give everything to you. Just give us 50,000. Chai! How many investor wants to risk 50,000 to do
50
kind of
50,000 just for the equipment or for the entire
franchise?
franchise?
Everything. We just put out something out. Or you know what? Bring 30,000 and we'll still have shares in it. And if you think you cannot make your money, I will sign it for you like this. If you can follow my procedure, you will make your money, but don't rush. So this is the thing. In as much they want us, our team, to continue BBL, we need public to please support. We are not
Mhm.
perfect. We are not acting to be perfect. We are not competing with Big Brother Nigeria. Big Brother Nigeria cannot compete with Big Brother Canada. They cannot compete with Big Brother UK. But guess what? Nigeria manage. They love what they have. If you see Big Brother Nigeria house, put it beside Big Brother Canada house, you will know Big Brother Nigeria are not doing shit. I'm sorry for the word.
Mhm.
But guess what? Those people, they manage their own thing. They are comfortable with their own thing. And it's so unfortunate when people compare a project. Major sponsor is Big Brother Nigeria now. Go and ask. Do your background check. Major sponsor in Big Brother Nigeria is 4 million US dollar.
Mhm.
The headline sponsor. Stake sponsors, they are $2.5 million. The biggest sponsor we are having in Big Brother Liberia, they don't even up for to 20,000 or $15,000. And you want to compare projects that we are struggling to even get $20,000 sponsor with projects that they are getting 10 million comfortably. So if Liberians want us to do this, the way we call our thing, the way they will accept. You see, there was a blogger recently from Cameroon that was saying nonsense about our home brand. And so unfortunate, she even compared our own Big Bravi with their program, Biggie 237. And I will say this publicly. The CEO of Biggie 237, he called me in 2021 that he needs my help, that I should fly to Cameroon to come and help them structure this. I'm saying it public. That's the person that was coming online and compare Biggie 237 just because the way we Liberians pronounce our things. If any country want to compare us, if they say, oh, see Big Brother Nigeria, see Big Brother Liberia, you two put Big Brother and Britain and Big Brother Nigeria beside each other. You two put the house of Big Brother Canada and Big Brother Nigeria, put it together. So that they will know that they are not the best as well. They are looking up to some people. So we don't need to condemn our home because we think one is better than us. So let's just appreciate the one we have. We are open for modalities, corrections, and everything. But correct us, support us. Don't say because you are not involved and you want them to fail. If anybody come in after this live and say they want to support BBL, they want to be part of the team, they are welcome. If anybody come after this live and say they want to buy the show, Diamond, I'm telling you, between myself and now, 100% we will pull out and they will start
My
running
friend,
it.
let me back in this conversation a bit. From what
Yes,
I've understood, as to what the public can do in terms
yeah,
of aiding and helping this show to gain higher heights, is
yeah,
number one, to accept that this is our own. You know,
sure.
what we see and enjoy. We're not telling people not to enjoy Big Brother Nigeria or Big Brother
Yes,
Britain or Big Brother Canada or whatever it is. But in as much as you enjoy those, you can bring the positives from there and also help to make ours better. We're also looking at
sure.
improvements from corporate sponsorship. It's true. Here in our country, we don't support entertainment at all, but we
Nothing.
want entertainment to be better, and we don't want to support entertainment. Even from the football industry to the rest of the entertainment industry that we have, we do not support. But we
Yeah,
want to see these things do better. How do they do better when you cannot get corporate sponsorship? Even if you're shooting a movie and you're looking for a location, you want to use a house, or a corporate
yes.
building. People will tell you, oh, we can get rid of you. Oh, we can do this. Oh, this.
That's how
And the
it works.
difference is, in those other countries, they're willing to invest in the entertainment industry because entertainment pays a lot. It doesn't only pay the entertainer or the star, it pays the people that surrounds the star, from the
Yes,
manager to the driver to the security, to the
Everybody,
hairdresser, to the photographer, to the rest. So you see, they come along with a lot of people as
everybody.
well. And it's also a way of projecting positive image of your country. So we all need
Yeah.
to form part of the initiative, either by being sponsors or by coming up with great ideas, or by just loving and liking our own until we can get to where we want it to be. But let's come to the next issue. Will there be a Big Brabby season 4, Fred? I hear you talking about you want to sell the thing. You know, you're not really from your heart. Even if you're able to sell it, you wouldn't leave it like that. There is a way you've pictured it to be, and you wanted to get
Mhm.
to that place, right? But is there going to be a season 4 with all of the challenges you've listed, all of the ways you've been able to navigate and meet those challenges? Will there be a Big Brabby season 4? If so, when?
Sure, there will be Big Brabby season 4 because of one major purpose.
Mm-hmm,
Because of people believe, why will you promise what you cannot do? We want to show to the world that is what we can do. I, Fred
mm-hmm,
Olahola, put my name on Google and do some Liberians have did a great background check about me. Even before I was accepted in Liberia, I think it was my former Nigerian ambassador that stood for me that
mm-hmm.
time to the ministry. Like, no, this is where he's coming from. This is his background. That's why you see any celebrity we brought in that country, we can always go to Nigerian ambassador first because it's part of their record. I will not promise what I cannot do.
Mm-hmm.
Forget about what you heard about me. Try to know me better. The reason why I want to be real, we are not getting what people think we are getting. The only source of our voting is tip me. Everybody know everybody in tip me. Let them show you and compare what we are spending with what we are getting. And with this effort as well, 80% of Liberians they are not encouraging. We know we are not perfect, yes, but tell us what needed to be done and we'll do it. So I just want us to do the fourth edition, hand over the winners' houses for the for the third edition, give the top fourth edition winner their prize. Then I'll put it out. Anybody that want to sell, including the property, because we've already started the estate. And the
Yeah,
plan for
but
the
Fred,
estate is
before
to
you before you get to that, my
mm.
question is, will there be a Big Brabby season 4,
By God grace, there's Big Rabbit season 4 2025.
2025? And when
Sure,
are we looking? I remember you've promised that before season 4 kicks off, Shege is going to get his house. So you're
sure.
looking at the construction of the house, working modalities for getting better corporate sponsors, getting Nigerians involved, doing a publicity run, and all of these things. So when you look at all of the modalities that needs to be worked out before
Yeah.
forms can be out, what time are you looking at tentatively for a Big Brabby season 4?
We've tried to change the date now. We've most because that was the first plan before that we should always be having Big Brother Liberia after Big Brother, and Big Brother always end in October. So we are looking
Mhm.
November, December, but the publicity is starting mid of 2025.
Okay.
Our publicity and made everything is starting by mid 2025, but the camping and everything is November, December 2025. But God grace, tentatively, by God
Okay.
grace, but sure, by His grace, with His support, with the public support, 100% there is going to be Big Brother Liberia season 4. Big Brother is not going anywhere.
Okay. Um, for me, I'm a media personnel, you know that. We
Sure,
get a lot of information. Some of
sure,
this information we investigate, reach out to the sources. Most of the time, people are unwilling to speak, but it's
sure.
good that I'm here having this conversation with you.
Yeah,
And one key
yeah,
question that Liberians will want you to address today is the
yes.
fact that you were branded as a very selfish individual, self-serving. While Shege didn't get a house, you went to your native Nigeria, you built a mansion worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars. I mean, I'm talking to him because I saw pictures of the house that is reportedly yours. And then you took the proceeds and left your team on the ground suffering and immigrated to the US. What do you have to say concerning? Let me ask the question directly. Did you build any mansion in Nigeria of the proceeds of the funds from Big Brabby Liberia? Did you?
I built houses in Nigeria from my sweats and from the income of everything I've been doing around, not just Big Brother Liberia. And now this is it. They want to be real. And I don't like going personal, but I will go personal because of this, because so many things to be real,
Mm-hmm.
back and forth concerning this. That house that people saw, that was not my first house. That was not. That was. That was my third house. That was my third house in Nigeria. The number three house. And I used it to celebrate something. That was how I opened it at that particular time. And I think people should go to MTN that we voted through the first edition of Bibrabi. They should go to Tip Me second edition and Tip Me third edition, and they should bring all the money together, and they should remove the expenses and everything, and they should tell me if the money can even build outside of the building that I built. No, I do other things. Okay, they said I moved to America. To be real, people that knows me in America, I'm telling people this. I'm sorry to say, I'm one of the few that is using. I'm sorry. At times, you just have to say things. I'm one of the few that is
Mhm.
using three good cars in America. This is my personal office. You understand? I'm using three good cars in America. I don't live life for social media. I've been working. Before I got to Liberia, go and make background check about me. You know the car they call Bentley.
Mhm.
I bought Bentley in 2019. I never, I never even plan of doing Bibrabi Liberia. Like I have it in future projects. But I bought Bentley, even though I used it for 3 months and I saw like I cannot afford the maintenance. And I sold it. So I've been living my life. I had my first building in 2009. I built another one 2015. And the third one is what public saw. And they started castigating me, but they know I will not come in internet and defend myself. I'm not rich, but the little I have, I can use it to make sure once I work, I want to do something that will make myself happy.
Of course.
So
So the house that we saw is actually your house, but it's
100%.
not from the proceeds of Big Brabi Liberia.
Some profit I get from Robbie Liberia was part of the money because it's a business.
Oh, okay. So
Yes.
so the profit Brabi Liberia gave you bought the furniture of the house, or
No, I can't say, but it doesn't even up to 7% of what I used to, because I've started that house for like I finished that house for 1.5 years. I was doing
okay.
it. I've not even finished it up to now. But I won't be Brabi Liberia. Part of what I made from there as a businessman is what also go in that.
Your fair share of the profit.
Now, it's not even up to 7% of the building budget. So I can't even allocate it to a site. Maybe I will say, okay, uh, just the money to do chandelier.
All right. All right. So the clarity is there that it wasn't funds from Big Brabi Liberia that built that house for you, though you got some profits from there and invested it in your own way for which you thought is best for you. But
Yes,
it wasn't the fact that it built that house for you. We just needed that
yes,
clarity out there from you. All right. So we're wrapping up now. You've been opened to us. It's almost 1 hour, 30 minutes. We've been having this
yes,
conversation. Key takeaway points from this conversation is that yes, Barbie has not been free of its own challenges, but there's been strides made to improve upon challenges faced and be able to have a smooth, production. You've
yeah,
called on Liberians to embrace their own. You've called on corporate sponsors and the rest. You open to partnership and investments to
sure,
making sure that this is done properly, something that we
sure,
all can enjoy more than what we do now. You also
sure.
spoke to the issue of Shaker's house, that
Yeah,
construction work has begun on the house after so much time from land troubles to contractor issues. Now you
yes,
have that project ongoing, and Shege is being communicated to, and he
yes,
doesn't have a problem with it. He knows that he will get his house, right?
yes,
And
sure,
for Tamel's price, you're
yes.
still working on how to get it done, how to
Yeah,
get him
if people like
that
you can help
scholarship.
us, yes, people like you can help us. So,
But let me
and
let me scroll through the comment section quickly and see if we can pick 2 to 3 questions from Liberians,
yeah,
so that we can come to an we can bring this interview to an end. But you've said as well that Big Brabi season 4 will kick off tentatively in 2025 November
yes,
December there around.
yes. And again, sorry, while you are reading, trying to get to the question, I have a particular question that caught my attention here from Sheikh Mohammed. Listen to your complaint about the production quality among others. I think it is wrong turn
Mhm,
to start giving house prices. It's two different things.
mhm,
Production, we don't have control over it based on all the things I've highlighted. But given the prices, has nothing to do with our production. To be real, even if you bring 4K camera to that country, if we don't have stable internet or production services, we cannot get the value we want. But now, if we are giving house, is it for my family or for any of the members' family? No, it's for another family. While we are
Mhm.
trying to generate things from people, we need to add a significant value to them as well. If we continue giving somebody traveling, just go and travel. Anybody can travel now.
Mhm.
How does that thing, your family that goes out of their way to get resources to vote for you, their sleepless nights, you need something that can also impact their life. If we give you a car, to be real, the first car can be good to use, but how to change the car can be difficult. After 2 years, you want to upgrade, then you will know that it's not easy. So if we decide to give you a house, it is for you. Even your sister, your mother, your father, that one will be out of their budget if they don't have that before. Or you
Okay.
yourself, that one is out of it. So we came up with the house things we believe is one of the most valuable things that we believe that can add value to not just the contestant, but the people around you as well. That was why we decided, and the money to build the house cannot even go anywhere when it comes to the actual kind of production we want. So that's done that.
Someone asked a question. I think StreamYard is having an issue with the names of viewers on Facebook. We've been
Mm,
faced with that as well at our network, or you see it as Facebook user. But someone asked a very key question. What's in the
okay.
box when it comes to rebranding Big Brabby? And I'll add up, I'll do an addition to that question is that when you look at past ambassadors of your show, contestants of your show, when you look at it on the majority as well, have there been good brand ambassadors for your program as well?
Like I said, they are trying on their own weak way, but the environment is not helping them. You understand? We have environments
Mhm.
like the company prefer to do their Facebook advert by themselves instead of signing brand ambassador. I don't imagine when you sign a brand ambassador for 250 or $350 per month. It's just you're just giving some person money to hit, not
Mhm.
money to meet up. And what they call a brand ambassador is a huge responsibility on your shoulder. So basically, I don't blame them because by the time they leave the house, not like other countries, our neighbor countries that are doing this thing that they have 200 and something million population. Even if it is just 1 million that follows you, you only need 50,000 to get to what you want to do in life. But guess what in Liberia? Out of hundreds of thousands
5.1.
that have access to internet, even 70% of them, they don't like you because you associate with somebody. Maybe your girlfriend is not their friend or your boyfriend is not their something will make you lose 70% of people interest. Even the company that's supposed to sponsor you, the marketing manager of the company is your enemy to say quote unquote boyfriend or girlfriend. They will stop that. So like brand is like a compound home, whereby it will be difficult for things to be done as until we change our mentality. So I don't blame them. They are trying in their own weak ways. Some are trying, some
Hmm.
are not trying. But in as much as it is, I pray for everybody, and Fred will still be open to work with everybody.
Okay. What about the rebranding? That was the primary question. And what's in the box for rebranding Big Brabby?
Rebranding is what we are talking about. By the time we want to pull out the Big Brabby Liberia season 4, we'll put out some rebranding things and some new modalities. Anybody that is comfortable should contest. If you're not comfortable, stay. And another thing about this contest is this: Big Brabby is not going to look for contestants by themselves. We always put a form out for people. It is the people that buy the forms that we auditioned. And from the first to second to the third edition, the people that came for the audition, go and ask all of them. Have they ever seen any BBL executive among the auditioning judges? No. Have any BBL executive influenced the audition judges? No. Like this gone one, we have somebody like Chris Wollo, uh, this minister from Internal Affairs. These are the people we have on the stage. And it is well written in the document they have. The blame will be on you. What we present to us is what we are presenting to the world. They are the one that give us the results of the people that qualified. Those are the people we will broadcast. So are we going to go and be picking? You see, that was why you see I want to mention again, Big Brother Nigeria changed their concepts from having audition because the audition is not giving them the kind of things they think their audience wants. Now they will just open the screen and just show you people that know that gives, but that cannot work in Liberia. If we say Big Brabi, we're not going to have audition next edition, season 4, we'll just show people. You know what they will say? Oh, that one is,
You hand selected people.
yeah, that one is Fred girlfriend. Ah, it was Diamond and Slanger that recommended that other one. That one is Minister something something boyfriend. You understand? We don't understand how it works. But it is the contestants you give to us who will produce. So if the serials want contested, if they decide to contest, if they decide to compete, the ones that don't deserve it, they will feel intimidated. They will know they are not supposed to come again. So in the branding sections, we are going to push some things out towards the next editions, and which is going to be very, very difficult and challenging for anybody that want to contest. But they should understand that we just have to take that action.
Will you be maintaining the house as a prize in this upcoming edition of Big Brabby? Already looking at challenges you faced with getting the first house off the ground. I know you've settled most of the problem, including the land, which was a primary issue, and the
Yeah.
whole contractor eating a ma issue and all of that. But will you be looking to include a house as a prize in the upcoming edition of Big Brabby?
And that is one of the things we want to. We had a plan. Trust me, we can still give the season 5, season 4, season 6, season 7. We can be giving them house.
Mm,
But we had a plan. We're
mhm,
going to do survey towards the next edition. We
mhm.
have to put. We have to sit people down. It's possible somebody like you will be in the committee too. We invite somebody from the blogging departments, every department. We have closed door meeting. What do you think Liberia needs? Should we give the house or we should do empowerment? Or we should divert the winning prices into this? Whatever we conclude is what we'll put to the word.
Okay, so that's all part of the consensus and rebuilding process, because
Exactly.
I'm seeing a lot of comments concerning capacity building. Using your winners as brand ambassadors, making
Sure.
sure their lives are improved than what it was when they entered the house, so that it encourages others to want to participate in Big Brabby as well. Because when you see the outcome of those
Exactly.
who were in the house and how their lives
Exactly.
have been transformed, it encourages you. That is the testimony that you're looking for. But Fred,
Sure.
Ola, as we are wrapping up, thank you for this very interesting conversation. I look forward to us having many engagements as such. It's been an eye opener. It's been informative for our people as well. And from the comments we read in, Liberians still do have a lot of interest vested in seeing Big Brabby is our own and want Brabby to continue. So my last question as we wrap up, my very
Yes.
last question. Where was the last house and who can be talking? Put my picture down. Who's the voice behind Big Brabby? I know you already
Yeah.
answered that
You know,
question.
it's very funny. Majority still believe that's my voice. But people don't understand this. Even the contestants don't know. And it can be surprising at times. There is always a closed door. There are some things we don't show to the world. Let me be real.
Of course, of course.
There are sometimes that, some contestants, this is maybe we are having a closed door meeting, like, because we always protect. We don't, there are so many secrets behind reality show. Let me be real.
Mm-hmm,
If
mm-hmm,
you know that you are going out of your way, trust me, we the executives, some of us will come in the house and tell you, no, bro, stop that thing. It can spoil your career.
mm-hmm.
Would you believe we'll be in that house? Maybe you are having a closed door meeting with somebody outside. Brabi will be talking. That's when the contestant can know that, I think this is not Fred.
Yeah, but it could have been pre-recorded though.
You understand? It's not pre-recorded, it's live something. When you're doing something
Now
and
I'm
they're
saying
talking live,
I'm saying the Brabby.
to be
But
real.
guess what?
What?
Now we
You know
have voice
something, Diamond? I will
moderators.
invite you
Fred,
when we
Fred,
are hosting the
Fred, you
next
need to.
edition.
Yeah,
The executive.
I'll launch the come. But you know that there are voice modulators, right? You have voice
Sure,
modulators. You in
sure,
the media, you know that there are voice modulators.
sure.
So once you set the modulator, anybody can speak, and the modulator will put the output of that voice as the pitch you put there. So you
Yeah.
could be the original one speaking, but because you at that meeting, someone else is speaking, and the modulator has that voice playing as the way it will sound as the Brabby voice.
It's possible. That's a media technique and journalism techniques, which I don't want to go into. But trust me, I'm not the one. What people don't understand, even the contestant, they know the team members, the teammates we have that are working behind the door, they are more than the contestants. We have like
Hmm.
20 because it's 3 sections. Some team will work 8 hours, 8 hours, 8 hours. So we have, even if you are sitting with Brabi now, you will not know it's the Brabi.
Yeah, but you haven't answered on who is Brabi, and
Oh,
where
Brabi.
was the
You know,
last
the
house?
Brabi we use the first edition is different from the second edition.
Oh,
The second
really?
edition is different from the third. No, the third and the first. Yes, the third and the first, they are the same.
Ah,
But the second edition, it was another voice.
all right.
But the first
Can
and
you
the
tell
third
us who?
edition, they are the same.
Yeah,
But
but it's all part of the drama. You wouldn't tell us who. You
yes,
wouldn't tell us where the house is. It's all
exactly.
part of that. But I keep saying my last question. But what's the probability of taking the contestants out of Liberia this upcoming, season of Big Brabby, that is season 4. What's the probability, Fred, of taking the contestants out of Liberia so that you get a far better production than what it has been on a
You
scale
know,
of 1 to 10, probability wise?
let me just chip it in so that not to much more run much of our time. When I was having meeting, we are having a joint meeting, and the board members were like, Fred, if you decide not to headline this project again, trust me, they will pull out from the program. When I told them, like, we
Mm-hmm.
need to find another executive director, all those things, I said they should, if they can accept one thing, and we are still contemplating on it. And this was my proposal. Let's go and do this show, maybe Guinea, Nigeria, Ghana, anywhere. Nobody will know.
Mm-hmm.
Part of your criteria, we might not even sell the form, but you yourself, the only thing you owe us once you qualify, get 50% of your ticket money, we'll get 50% of our ticket money.
Mm-hmm.
We'll support your ticket, we'll take you there. And wherever we are taking you, from there, if you are among the top 5, you are going to your career. If you say you want to be a movie star, we are sending you to a movie school or movie something, because you would have said to us, told us in the form, we will create a space that you will tell us what you want to do if you win, or if you are not win, what you think you want to do. So if you say you want to be a footballer, from there, we don't want you to go back to Liberia immediately, except you want to go back to Liberia and play with your families for 1 week or two. But we don't want you to get back to the country again, that country, and start thinking that you are already a celebrity for just 2 months. So wherever we take you to, we want to take you from there to go and build you in your career. Then you can come back to Liberia. You will know BBL
Okay.
impact something on you.
Okay.
So
That's the
there
impact we're
is there's
talking about.
still 80% possibility. I pray the board members accept my proposal. If they
All
accept,
right.
that is how I want, personally.
All right. All right. Thank you, Fred. Ola. But
Yeah,
you know him as Fred. Fred.
yeah.
The project director, Big Brabby Liberia. It's been a very wonderful conversation. We look forward to having many of these engagements as we gear up to Big Brabby season 4. Tentatively November, December 2025. So if you have been craving, wondering, pondering as to whether there will be a Big Brabby, whether the show is going to continue, yes. If you have any plans, ambition of being a flatmate, you have to start working out your modalities with your team, putting together your team members, trying to get yourself prepared as well, because there is a possibility, a very huge possibility, if it is decided by the board, that you might just be going out of the country for us to have a better production. And once we are able to do that, we can bring it back home. The end of the day is making sure there is capacity building, as Fred said. We want to see positive ambassadors, success stories from Big Brabby that will encourage others that there is a need to participate in the show. I know a few success stories as well, even people who didn't win, who got sponsors. Many of them are out of the country. It's an exposure opportunity for you as well. It's also projecting and promoting Liberian arts and culture. I always tell people there's no bad publicity. Make the most of
Sure.
any publicity that you can gather for yourself and expose yourself to people out there. There's a lot of money in this world looking for talents to support. But if you are
Sure.
not available, if you're not known, those talents cannot be supported. So, Fred, any parting comments from you before we bid our viewers a pleasant afternoon
Hmm.
or night here from Liberia?
Firstly, I will start from. Let me just. Somebody ask a question that is very important. How will you handle those being evicted? Okay, towards the season
Mm-hmm.
four, if the board members, if they agreed to my own terms, but if they have something better more, but if they agree to my own terms, once you qualify for BBL now, part of the criteria is, like I said, you bring 50% of your ticket money, we add 50% to it. You already have your return ticket. Once you get evicted, we are driving you to the airport straight. If you are not among the first five, only the last five we cater for that have access to win something. We want to take them from there to other place. But if you are not among the first five, if you are the first evictee, we drive you from the venue to the airport. We make sure you fly back to Liberia. And we have somebody at the airport in Liberia that will be waiting to make sure they receive you like, thank you, you welcome back to your fatherland peacefully. Now, if it's your family that want to pick you up from the airport or whatsoever, we only responsible for you to go peacefully and come back peacefully. And all these things as well, there are some documents. If you don't know about it, there are some documents we have to
Yeah,
sign with the ministry again
have
for
to sign.
protection of these people that you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So as we are closing down to something, I'll first appreciate everybody. Everybody. Please, we need more critics. We need more critics. We need more cause. We need anything that can make us feel better. See, this skin is black and thick. But please, I'm begging all of you, let's make sure our critics is something that we confirm. Our media guys, I'm not blocking my official, personal Facebook page. My Facebook page is Fred O Fred. Anybody can come in and talk to me. I respond to every messages. I don't insult. I don't bluff. If you have something you want to confirm, instead of you just spreading forceful news or because you want to be alabi to somebody, please get to us. We welcome critics. We welcome everything, but please let's structure ourselves. Some people will call you 419 Nigerian man, 419 Alfred. I took somebody to court last year. I was the one that even bailed him out eventually when I said, what did I steal from you? You don't even understand what you are calling me 419. So, in as much I want to start taking this action, how many people do I want to offend in Liberia? But trust me, I'm a human being as well. There's a limit of how I can take things. Please correct us. We don't mind your critics, but let's censor how we get to others person's skin directly because of our personal feelings. Also, to all our sponsors, board members, the stakeholders, thank you very, very much. Liberian bloggers, I don't know, I owe you guys, to be real. And I've been always been family of the house, just that at times I can be mad at you. But I love you guys. You guys are doing great. Continue being doing it. And please, let's focus on more positivity, but balance news in journalism. At times, we need a tip of negativity as well to pull things up. But let's focus more on positivity 70% and let's our negativity be just 30% on whatever we do. And to the Liberian government, thank you for the support. Thanks for the interference and everything. Thanks for taking a good stand in making sure you protect the interest of the citizens. And to my team, I give it to you. You are the best ever. I don't like doing this, but you said, Ola, if we are going to move on with you, you have to be the one to appear. I have appeared already. I don't like camera, but it's you, whatever. I'm just that a slave to you. I'm still a slave. Send me anywhere you want to send me. Teach me anywhere you want to anything you want to teach me. I'm always open. And to the general public, please, we are begging you. Join us. Send us a letter. Send us a WhatsApp message. Get in contact with us. Come and support us. Bring your idea on the table. If you bring your idea on the table and we don't accept it, take it to the public. That, oh, and I gave them this idea, they don't accept. Please support us. And again, to the moderator, Diamond, I don't know how to say thank you to you. Trust me, because it takes a very a strong old journalist to say, "Oh, I want to go on Big Brabi page to even talk." I'm sorry to say, 80% of Liberian journalists they will be scared, like, "Hey, no, people will start cussing." But when we got to you, like, we think you are the best person that can do this without being biased. You say, "Well, that's my profession. Since I'm not going to be biased and you're not expecting me to support you guys, thank you very much, to be real. Thanks
You're
for your
welcome.
time. Thanks for your dedication. Thanks for your service to the humanity. And also, we need Spoon TV as well. We need Spoon. To be real, to be real. In as much as I have that kind of relationship with the boss man, the CEO himself, but at times we can have logger political not balancing things. We need you as well, please. We know the impact you can take. We know the difference you can make in terms of entertainment. The way you guys have that big mind, that big passion for politics, please put the 70% of that passion, 70% of that 100, put it in entertainment. There will be changes. Please, not just Big Brabby. They have several events they are doing around. Several events. I'm not talking about the corporate company that is rivaling with the event planner as well, because that's the only country I would say corporate company rivalry with event planners. You understand? The corporate company is supposed to be sponsoring ideas and creativity around, but don't let us go into that one. So please, we are begging you. And to the audience again, thank you very much. Once again, my name is Fred Olahola, Fred O Fred, popularly known. Thank you for your support. We hope you give us the support. We are welcome for the corrections. See you again. Trust me, on behalf of the team, the Big Brabby Liberia Season 3 winner house will be delivered peace and nice and sound. It will be ready 100% before we kick off 2025 edition of Big Brabby Liberia. And you don't need to castigate us for the time break we had. If you check something, if you are used to all these things, and if you been familiar, even Big Brother Africa, when they started in 2003, they went off online for 4 years again. They came back 2007. 2007 again. They went back offline again. They came back 2014. 7 years. Even Big Brother Canada, when they started, they went off again after second edition for 4 years. Even Big Brother Niger, the first Big Brother Niger, if you check the first Big Brother Niger, it was held in 2006. Now they went off for 9 years before they came back again. So this is our own trying time again as well. It's not something that is new. It is every reality show in the world. Go and do your background check. You will know at the time they have to go for some years to be strategized. So this is our own time of strategizing. We welcome you. We love you. Please continue supporting us. Everybody, thank you once again. See you next year. By God grace, in the mighty name of Jesus, inshallah, be good to light Allah.
Thank you, Fred. It's been a pleasure being here. Thank you to everybody who took up their time to watch. Continue to share the show even after we go off, so that the right information can be disseminated as well. From a network perspective, for the Spoon Network, as Deputy General Manager, we are open to other avenues, not just politics. Once the rightful procedure is followed, the rightful channel is followed, we can have a sit down conversation and see how best we can contribute not just to Big Brabby Liberia, but to other entertainment across the country as well. We don't only do politics. We have sports programs, we have entertainment programs, and we're open to promoting Liberia from all facets as well. So thank you, Fred. Thank you, everybody. This is why I bid you farewell. Bye bye.
Thank you.